Hey everybody! Hello. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, y'all. Happy Friday, Instagram. Happy Friday, Facebook and YouTube. Thank you all so very much for joining me today. Man, I'm excited. Look, y'all, I know it's been a minute. Okay, so forgive me. It's been a while, but I'm here. Okay, so we're gonna get into it. I definitely hope that y'all have had a really great week and a really great weekend ahead. Hopefully you have some really great plans ahead of you. Now, before we get into this topic, y'all, please do me a favor. I would really appreciate it if you would just let me know where you're tuning in from, whether you're watching live or the replay. Okay. That's number one. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Also, do me a favor. Give me some likes, give me some thumbs up on YouTube. Give me some hearts, whatever it is, to let people know we are live and in effect right now. Okay. And then on top of that, for YouTube, I appreciate y'all for joining me. Most definitely, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you have not hit the subscribe button yet. Also, hit that notification bell if you have not hit the notification bell as well. On YouTube, y'all, make sure you just do me a favor, like, and then also share if you know some people that have experienced the quitting syndrome. Like, they just drop everything they start with, okay? They come in ready, like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then they just keep quitting everything that they start. Or maybe you have felt that way and you have talked to someone about quitting, about why you quit some things or whatever, and they kind of talk to you. Then share this with them too, because they may be like, see, I told you. Right? You never know, it might help someone. So just feel free, share. Don't be stingy. Don't keep the information to yourself. All right. And definitely save this for those of you on Facebook, Instagram. Save the video for later if you know for a fact you can't watch the whole live stream because you have some stuff going on. Because I get it, it's Friday evening. It's 7 p.m. Friday. I'm just playing. I'm not gonna do it, y'all. My Tennessee folks know who I'm talking about when I just did that. Because she's from Tennessee too. But anyway, so let's get to it, y'all. I'm hyped. I know it's been a minute, but we're gonna get to it. We're getting back on schedule. We're doing lives on Friday evenings. Coming back from Belgium, I'm finally getting my schedule back on point. So I really thank y'all for tuning in, for real. I really appreciate y'all. So let's get into it. We're gonna get into our topic for tonight. All right. If you didn't know, we're talking about 5 reasons that people quit. All right. And if that was you, then guess what? We got some stuff for you, because trust me, y'all, I definitely know that a person deciding to quit on their dream, it's kind of complex, and it's a deeply personal choice. It's not something that some people take lightly. There are some people who really go over these things over and over and over again in their head before they decide to just let it go. So I get it. Deciding to quit can be influenced by a combination of things, internal and external factors. So that's why I want to share these 5 things that 5 common reasons people, often quit. And this is from personal experience and, some of the things that I've dropped, to the waist, to the left, set it down, sometimes come back and pick it up, sometimes never came back and picked it up. And then also just in talking to people, especially over the past 5 years, I say I've been very transparent for the most part with people, especially since starting my trading journey and whatnot. Like, that is honestly where I've seen a lot of quitting, because it's challenging. So this is why I really want to share this. All right, so let's get into it. Number 1, if you are ready, as a matter of fact, if you are ready, do me a favor, for those of you on Facebook and YouTube here, and then Instagram, do me a favor. I really want y'all to just put a number 1. Put a number 1 in the comments if you're watching live or the replay. Put a number 1 in the comments if you're ready for the first factor. What is one of the common reasons that people quit? Give me a number 1 if y'all are ready. All right, because I don't want to just keep going and get started and then y'all aren't ready. Okay, so let's get to it. I see y'all on Instagram. Welcome, Melissa and Sydney. Shout out to y'all. Okay, cool. So look, let's get to it. So number 1, one of the reasons that we have people quit in life in general, on their goals, so on and so forth, is financial constraints. So what do you mean by that? Leona, that just means that there are some issues that they're experiencing financially, because of course we all know when we are pushing towards something, pushing towards our goals and dreams and stuff, it does sometimes require significant financial investments. Okay, that could be starting a business, that could be, traveling, because that's something you've always dreamed of doing, traveling the world, or acquiring a new skill. So if you want to learn something, get in a new trade, that costs money. You have to pay for that education. Learning a new skill, that takes money. You have to pay for that education. So many people do find themselves unable to sustain those costs, okay? And that leads them to just abandon their dreams altogether. But here's how we can overcome that issue. I'm going to be saying that every one of these things that I give you, I'm going to give you something that I personally have used in certain areas, and then things that have been suggested that other people have used as well to help them overcome those particular situations when they felt like quitting or they actually quit something. So how do we overcome the financial issues, right? Well, I would tell you this. This is something I had to personally do, and that's just be intentional about what skill you are willing to learn, no matter what or how long it may take you to accomplish your dream. So what I mean by that is if I'm going to use myself as an example, I knew that trading was not going to be easy. Now, I thought it was going to be easy for me because of who I am. And, I have a love of learning all these things, but I overestimated my abilities, not even going to lie. And I underestimated the level of difficulty that it was going to be for me, because it wasn't the skill per se. It was the mental stuff that I had to work on. That required more internal work than anything. So that's something that I would say, are you willing to work at it until you get it? If your answer is no, then it may not necessarily be a dream. It may just be something that someone else wants for you, something someone else believes you should have, and you've adopted that idea and that visual for yourself, but it's not really what you want. I'm gonna tell y'all something. It's money. Nothing will stop you if you know for a fact it's for you. Just being honest. Money, nothing else will stop you unless, but nothing else will stop you if you know for a fact that thing is for you. Like you've seen the vision, it stays with you no matter what. That money issue will not be a thing. Okay, you'll find a workaround. Trust me, you will. I did it. Okay, plenty of other people that were in my situation did it. So trust me, it will happen. You will figure it out. Jim Rohn said something. This is talking about, just reaching our goals, and of course, financial goals, I should say. But Jim Rohn said that your income is a direct reflection of your personal development. So when you make it a point to learn something new every single day, I'm telling you, over time, your pay will increase. Now, some people, it may increase faster than others because they're dedicating more time to developing their skill. They're not letting the financial situation overcome them because they found a workaround to be able to get the information that they need to accomplish those goals and to bring their dreams to reality. Just study some of the people that are very, inspirational to you, that inspire you. Follow those people. Go back and listen to some of their, interviews, podcasts, all of this. Just study how they started their journey, things that they were doing, things that they were saying, books that they were reading, types of events that they were going to, environments that they created. Like, start studying those things with whatever else you're doing, and then work from there, and that'll help you with that financial constraint. Okay, so that was number one. Number one was financial constraints. That's the reason why a lot of people do quit on their dreams. So number two, we're going into number two. If you're ready for number two, give me a 2 in the chat. If you are ready for number two, give me a 2 in the chat. All right, so let's get to it. Number 2, y'all, on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. Shout out to y'all for jumping on, watching this live or the replay. Okay, I really appreciate it. So number 2 is lack of support. Now, here's the thing, y'all. We all know this. There is an absence of encouragement and support from family and friends. and mentors. That happens a lot, and it can be a major deterrent. We all are aware of that. We want people who are closest to us to support us. We love that. You know, we thrive and we're like, man, we could do it when you have those people around you. You know, we all know that when people don't feel backed by their loved ones or have a supportive community, it can diminish their motivation and confidence to continue. So over time, it just starts to chip away. Trust me, I get it, you know, but I want you to just think about how you can overcome it. Okay. How can you overcome when you don't feel like you're getting the support for people? I want you to remember that not everyone is going to see your vision. Why? Because it was revealed to you. Being a trader full time is not everyone else's vision, right? Elegance, everyone is not supposed to want to be a trader like me, especially people in my family. I have people in my family right now that still live in the projects. Hey, listen, if you are happy with that, then by all means, do what you do. You know, they still live in the hood, as we would say. If that's what you want, if that's the type of life you want to live, you know what I'm saying? If you're happy with that, like genuinely happy with that, then run it. But I know for me, that's not something I wanted for my life as an adult. Hence why I joined the military. Because I was like, I gotta go. You know, like I honestly, I was running away, and it's okay. But me being exposed to different things, different people, different backgrounds and cultures and all kind of stuff, that helped me to see that there was more for me, right? And not everybody had the same vision for their life that I have for mine. So I need you to remember that. Whoever is watching this, whether you're watching this live with me, whether you're watching a replay because someone sent it to you, seriously, I need you to be okay with the fact that everyone is not going to see your vision because it was revealed to you. So if you feel like, hey, I don't have the support right now, man, like, you know, my siblings ain't riding with me. They like, oh, you doing this thing and why you doing this? And I've been, listen, I need you to lean into your own confidence in your abilities, your God-given gifts and talents, because it was given to you. Every single one of us artists, every single one of us was giving something specific and unique to contribute to the world. So just because people close to you don't get it, it's okay. They'll come around if they're meant to come around. We can't force our way of living and our belief systems and stuff on anyone else. The people who gonna ride with us, they're gonna ride with us. The people who don't see it, don't feel it, don't get it, they're not gonna get it, and it's okay. All right? And look, y'all, it is very true. Especially, I've seen it firsthand. Okay, I've experienced this. There are strangers that will support you quicker than the people that's closest to you in the beginning. That's gonna happen. I'll use an example. I have people that I met, and now they're like family to me. But I met them through a third party. They're in a totally different country in Belgium. Shout out to my brothers and sisters in Belgium, right? Success Mastery. I met one person first, and that's through a company that I was in, and I was helping her to get acclimated to the whole system of the company. And then we created a bond, and then me and her sister created a bond, and then her, play sisters, you know what I'm saying? And all of us started to create bonds over the years. And now, 2024, I finally got to meet them in person. This started years ago, though. These people were supported. They're supporting me to this day. Everything that I'm bringing to the table, they're like, oh, yeah, that's what's up. You know, they're sharing the information and value that I'm providing. They're sharing that with people that they know. These people, I didn't grow up around them. I didn't know them prior to 2020 and 2021. I didn't know them. But guess what? We ended up creating a really close bond. So if you are aware of the fact that there are people who are not part of your family that will support you fast because your vibe, they're rocking with your vibe, they're rocking with your energy, what you're sharing, they're like, man, this makes sense to me. Then guess what? You will focus on what's important. You won't focus on the people who aren't supporting you. You're going to focus on the vision and the people who are rocking with you. That's where your focus is going to be. Trust me, you got this. You got this. Whether you have that support from your family or not, you got this. I need you to get it. You got this. Your vision is for you to execute how God has said for you to do it. So let's run it, right? Okay, so that was number 2. Number 2 is lack of support. Number 3 is fear of failure. The fear of not succeeding or the potential consequences of failure can be paralyzing. Trust me, again, this is something else I know firsthand. I have had a fear of failure, but I have used it to move me forward. Because especially when you hear people saying stuff like, oh, you ain't gonna be able to do that, blah, blah, blah. Even if I do have that moment, like, I don't know if I can do or whatever, I'm like, no, I'm gonna do it. And in my mind, I use that to push me, so that way I can prove myself wrong and also prove other people wrong. But that's me though. Listen, I already know the fear, this type of fear can lead, to people just opting for something safe. They want something more predictable. That's why you don't see as many people jump into entrepreneurship, because having a 9-to-5 provides them with a sense of security. So they know that we all know there's a chance that you can get fired, you can get laid off, economy, things can happen or whatever. But you don't focus on that. You focus on the fact that, hey, I have a job, I'm going to show up, every morning or every afternoon for 10 hours, 12 hours, 14 hours, whatever your shift schedule looks like, whatever, you're going to just do it. Because guess what? That's a low risk type of situation for you. And it's helping you to accomplish some of your immediate needs at the time. Well, okay, so how do we overcome that fear of failure though? Well, I will tell you this. This is something that I'm very grateful for. I have surrounded myself with go-getters. Real talk. I surround myself with people who are hungry, who are not like, oh man, it is what it is. Like if I talk to you, I'll talk to you or whatever, but I'm talking about like I really communicate with people who are hungry. My virtual mentor, Les Brown, he used to always, but I've always re-listened to one of his speeches where he would talk about you got to be hungry. But you have to be hungry in order to keep moving forward, because life is going to happen. There are going to be things thrown at you, curveballs or whatever, but you have to sit here and be like, look, I get it. This is happening. It's a distraction. I'm not getting off course. Yeah, it may take me a little longer. I may have to go around that thing. I may have to jump over it. I may have to go under it, whatever. But I'm going to figure out how to get through this so that way I can continue to do what I said I'm going to do at the end of the day. So like for real, y'all, when you are surrounding yourself with other risk takers and they putting in that work, they get results. Y'all, I'm telling you, you become inspired and you go harder. You cannot be around hungry people. You cannot be around super successful go-getters. You can't be around people who are persistent, resilient, disciplined, and you can't be around those people and you stay the same. Because they're either going to make you uncomfortable with your, procrastination, self-doubt, that type of negative talk or whatever. Lack of result. They're going to either make you uncomfortable because they're continuing to elevate, and hitting their targets and stuff, right? Striker, right? Wait a minute, Strike Iron Boy, my bad. So yeah, they're either going to make you uncomfortable and then you're going to probably fall to the wayside, because that's typically what happens. There are people that, I grew up with and I still love them, but we don't talk like we did. Why? Because we're on different paths. I'm hungry. Like there's a certain type of lifestyle I want to be able to help my husband establish for our family. I want to contribute to that. So there are things that I want to do in order to help us get to that point faster. Well, not everybody is on the same page as me, and that's cool. But again, I got to be around people who are go-getters, who are hungry, who making stuff happen. Not the people who talk about, well, I tried this and I'm trying that and I'm trying. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all something. I love y'all. If you're a person that says this word, hey, Do you? But I'm going to tell you something. People that's around me already know I can't stand the word try. Because I learned, even within myself, I learned that when I would say the word try, I really wasn't putting forth the effort. It's kind of like an excuse to not really go hard. It's a cop-out. Because how do you try to do something? No, I did it. Either it worked or it didn't work. Okay, well, I did it and it didn't work. Well, now I'm going to do something else. Or I did it and it did work. Okay, cool. I got the results I wanted. That's it. There's no in between. There's no, oh, I tried. Like, I don't know why I did it like that. But there's no try. You either did it or you didn't. That's it. If you want to attend something, you're going to attend it. Not, well, I'm going to try to make it. No. Do you want to make it? Yes or no? That's it. Make the plan to be present. If you make the plan to be present, then you will do what it is that you need to do in order to be present. If you don't want to be present, more than likely you're going to say, I'm going to try to make it, but you don't really intend on making it. Y'all stop with that cop-out. You know what I'm saying? Be a man and woman of your word to yourself and to other people. This helps you with that fear of failure. You cannot be around hungry people and you're trying. Because guess what they're going to do? They're going to hold your feet to the fire. So if you're like, well, I don't have those type of people around me. Well, guess what? You can start with virtual relationships. I listen to people. I'm going to tell y'all who I listen to. This is what helps me to stay on my path. Even when I start to drift off, I go back to certain people I listen to. And I'm being coached by Eric Thomas, E.T., the hip hop preacher. Okay. I listen to him. I listen to Les Brown. Right. I listen to the likes of, he's no longer here. He's passed on a long time ago, but I listen to Reverend Ike. I listen to Jim Rohn. I listen to people today that inspire me to move forward. They're doing things that's like, man, like that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a person who is my wealth mentor. I listen to her because her work ethic is on 1 million. Do I agree with everything that each one of these people are doing? I don't agree with every single thing, but there are a lot of things that they do that it makes perfect sense to me, and it pushes me to go harder. So start with those virtual relationships if you don't have people around you that inspire you, that are driven and so on and so forth. Like just get around, start there with the virtual relationships, go to those events, be around them, read their books, listen to their past interviews and stuff. Start there. And then I'm telling you, you end up finding or attracting more people that are hungry like you, that are in the same profession as you, that are learning the same skill as you, that's starting a business like you, that's starting a nonprofit like you. Like you're going to start attracting those type of people because guess what? You're working towards being a better version of yourself or being a totally new person, right? So that was number 3. Number 3 was fear of failure. Number 4, we're almost done, y'all. We only have 5. So number 4 is self-doubt. Self-doubt is another reason why people quit. We all have those internal struggles with self-worth and confidence. We already know that. These things, though, can cause each person and individual to question their abilities and the feasibility of their dreams. So you might be like, oh, man, that's too far-fetched. That's too far. Ah, man, I'm going way left field or whatever. Why? Because more than likely we're around people who say, man, you can't do that. Bro, you didn't graduate high school. What you mean you're gonna be making $1 million a year? What? You living out here in the projects with me? You ain't making no money. Stop. I got it. You have people around you that may be saying that stuff, but you don't need to attach that to yourself. Because guess what? Persistent self-doubt can erode your determination to pursue your goals and dreams. That means it can stop it all together. You could become that person just give up and say, you know what? It is what it is. How often have you said that or you heard people say when they're finding a challenge in their life, they're like, oh, man, it is what it is, dog. Like, I mean, I hear you, but, man, that's just how it is. No, it's not. No, it's not. Is it a challenge? Yeah. Is it a bump in the road? Probably so, yeah. You might have a hurdle. It might hurt, But guess what? That's not how it needs to end. So how do we overcome this though? How do we overcome that self-doubt? Well, I want you to remind yourself of all the things that you've accomplished so far, especially those things that made you feel like your back was against the wall. Like, man, I don't know how to get out, and then you did it. Like, if you felt like your back was against the wall before, but then you overcame that, I need you to remember that. I need you to talk yourself through that. What did you do to get from feeling like your back was against the wall to accomplishing that thing? I need you to rinse and repeat. I need you to say that thing. I need you to do those things. I need you to listen to those things. I need you to read whatever it was you did. I need you to do it again. Listen, y'all, positive self-talk is the best comeback you can ever have for yourself when you're dealing with self-doubt. Again, positive self-talk is the best comeback you can have when for yourself when you are dealing with self-doubt. I'm not joking. This is something that I deal with when I have anxiety attacks and stuff. I have to tell myself, like, what are some of the positive things that's happening right now? You know, what are some of the positive things that I've been able to accomplish pertaining to whatever I'm having anxiety about? You know, because sometimes they're pretty severe, sometimes they're mild. So what is it that I can latch on to that's good that has occurred to combat that counterproductive thinking and feeling that I'm having at that time? This is not something that you don't just become a person that's like, I never have self-doubt. That's a constant work in progress, because you never know when you're going to be you're going to have a vision for something that may go above what you feel you can do at the time. You never know. But having that in your back pocket will help you. So yes, definitely remind yourself of those positive things, the really good things that you've been able to get done. Remind yourself of that when you're experiencing that self-doubt. I'm telling you, that come in clutch, right? So that was number 4. Fourth reason that people quit is self-doubt. Last one, y'all, and then we are done. Number 5. Number 5 is burnout and fatigue. If y'all still with me on Facebook and on YouTube and on Instagram, if y'all still with me, let me know. Give me a number 5. If you still with me, give me a number 5. Put it in the comments right now if you're watching live or the replay. Give me a number 5 if you're still with me, right? Because I want to make sure we're good. So number 5, there we go. Number 5, burnout and fatigue. Okay, so the continuous effort, y'all, time and energy required to chase these dreams, it can lead to physical and emotional exhaustion, especially if you're like, oh, like I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and it's just not coming. It's not working. Okay. Trust me, I get it. Burnout can make you feel like, oh my gosh, like, is it ever going to happen? You may be feeling overwhelmed. Even right now, you may feel overwhelmed right now. And you're on the verge of giving up and quitting. I'm going to tell you now, how can you overcome that? I need you to start pacing yourself. That's part of it. Pace yourself, but also stop looking at how fast you think other people have accomplished the thing that you're looking to do. I give an example. I'm going to talk about myself. I ain't talking about nobody else. So like I said, y'all, because I trade, it is very easy to get caught up in the whole idea of, you know, man, I'm going to make this amount of money and yada, yada, yada. And because especially if you're around other traders, and this is for any profession, but I'm just talking about trading because that's what I do. But when you're around other traders and they're showing their accounts and they're talking about, man, you know, I've only been trading for 7 months and I don't make X amount of dollars and da da da. So we're human beings, y'all. It's natural for you to, you know, attempt to, not even knowingly, but it's natural for you to start comparing. You know what I'm saying? But listen, y'all, comparison is the thief of all joy. If you have never heard that before, let me be the first one to tell you, I have no idea who said that quote, so shout out to whoever created it. But it is real. We have to make sure that we just really pace ourselves and focus on our lane. Stay in our lane. Y'all ever watch track and field when people are running, right? They have their lane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? They cannot especially for sprinting, 100 more, 100 yard or whatever, 100 meters, 200 yards, 200 meters, whatever. Like when they're doing this, when they're doing the 400, whatever, like most of the time, if they're doing shorter distance, they have to stay in their lane. I need you to stay in your lane. Okay? Don't look to the left. Don't look to the right. Don't compare what you have, what you don't have to somebody else that's in the same profession as you. It's not going to help. I'm telling you. And that contributes to that fatigue. That contributes to that burnout. Elegance in Focus magazine said burnout is a real thing for sure. Absolutely. Right? And yeah, I know this may seem easier said than done or whatever, but it's a process that you have to continue to work on. Man, I'm still working on that. Y'all already, two things right now I don't already share with y'all. I'm still working on. To this day, especially as a trader, to this day, I'm still working on those things. But I will tell y'all, even though it is a work in progress and it takes some time, it's a beautiful process, man. And you will be so glad that you just took your time, stayed in your lane, and paced yourself. Even if that means, listen, in me pacing myself, I'm going to prioritize those things that I want to get accomplished, but I'm going to set a reasonable timeline to get it done. Okay? That, y'all, can help you with that burnout and fatigue. You don't have to feel burnt out. You don't have to feel tired if you pace yourself. If you prioritize the things that you know that you need to get accomplished or would like to get accomplished in order to complete your overall goal, whatever that is. Okay? So when you do that, now you're going to start believing more in your overall goal and you will start executing appropriately. Right? So hopefully that helped when it comes to those 5 things. I know I kind of went a little longer than I anticipated, but hopefully these 5 things help y'all. I do want to share something else with you, just one more thing, and then we're going to wrap because it is Friday and I know folks got stuff they want to do. So, I got you. But the last thing I want to share with y'all is the law of sowing and reaping. Okay. Y'all probably heard this, especially if you've been in the church, you grew up in the church as a kid or whatever. And now, you'll hear the older folks say, you reap what you sow. It's very true. Even if they say it in an attitudinal way. I know that's not a word, but seriously, if they said, like they got an attitude or they being smart or whatever, it is true though. You reap what you sow. Y'all, when we were talking about the financial issues that people have, well, we reap what we sow. How are we utilizing the money that we have? If we are just recklessly spending money and there's no real deal intention behind what we're spending our money on or what we're investing our money into, then yes, you're going to continue to experience paycheck to paycheck. You may be at like my stock mentor, taught us, you probably going to be at net negative. You know what I'm saying? That's the first phase of wealth that he taught us. You probably going to be at net negative where you owe more than what you own. You may be there, but when you are more intentional about how you are sowing your seeds, meaning your money, your employees, when you're more intentional, then guess what? You reap more rewards financially because you are being more intentional about how you're moving your money, how you're handling your money. So these are just things that I really want you to think about. Sowing and reaping is a real thing. I wouldn't say karma. You know what I'm saying? I know people say, oh, that's karma because you did. Nah, I just know, whatever seeds you sow, especially if you're watering counterproductive, seeds, and these are words, right? If you're constantly using negative type of words towards yourself, and you may not be saying them out loud, but thinking them over and over again, then guess what's likely to happen? So if you talk about like, oh man, don't nobody want to support me, and if you focus on that, guess what? You're going to continue to experience that lack of support. If you continue to tell yourself what you can't do, you're not smart enough for this, And that you're going to continue to experience that. But if you use positive words, productive words about yourself, your experiences, and people, then guess what? Now you start to attract those things that bring that to reality. I know it may sound corny to some of you, and some of you may get it. The people that get it, shout out to you. Okay? The people that don't get it right now, eventually you will. Because you'll get tired of experiencing certain things that you're experiencing in life. You'll get tired of that soon enough. Trust me. You'll get tired of that. And then eventually you'll be like, man, let me go on over here and start doing these things. Let me listen back to that live that Leona was talking about 5 reasons people quit. Let me go back and listen to that. Let me check that out, right? So that law of sowing and reaping is very real. Y'all, you really need to make sure that you take the time to invest in yourself. The more you invest in yourself, taking the time to meditate, taking the time to just do some self-care, taking the time to big up yourself. You know what I'm saying? Cheer yourself on. Treat yourself when you do something, like when you accomplish a really challenging goal. Treat yourself, whatever that looks like. I don't care if that's just, hey, all day on a Saturday, I'm staying in the house and I'm just gonna, I'm gonna eat me some fruits and vegetables. I'm gonna Netflix and chill by myself and just relax, or I'm gonna soak in the tub, or I'm going to a spa, or I'm going here, whatever it is. Treat yourself however you feel fit without restraints. You know what I'm saying? Do those things, because that's going to help you with all 5 of these things that I just shared with you as to reasons why people quit. So understanding these reasons, y'all, this is to wrap it up. Understanding these reasons can help you in addressing them and finding the strategies to persevere despite the challenges, because life is going to happen to every single one of us. Nothing is going to stay high and on the up and up forever. When that's the law of what? Right? The law of rhythm. What goes up? Law of gravity. What goes up must come down. Okay? It doesn't matter. We're going to have our ups. We're going to have our downs. But how we handle the downs, if we're celebrating while we're experiencing some challenges and adversity, if we're celebrating during that time, or we're like, hey, God, what am I supposed to learn during this time? Or just we're doing some self-reflection and then pivoting because you're noticing stuff. I'm going to tell you now, you go higher the next time. And then that next period where you come down, okay, you've experienced your highs. Everything's been going great. Now you're back in some type of storm. Well, guess what? Now you're able to better handle the next storm because you've started making it a practice of, well, when I'm experiencing storms, what am I supposed to learn from this particular moment? What have I missed in the past? What am I missing right now? Well, how can I pivot? How can I adjust? You know what I'm saying? You get out of them faster. Again, this is personal experience. This ain't something I read. This ain't something somebody told me. Did people tell me this? Yes. But I also experienced these things. Right? So hopefully, y'all, what I've shared with you today, tonight, on this Friday helps and you get back on track. If you're watching live or the replay, if you have had this video shared with you, hopefully this helps you to get back on track with those dreams that you have set to the side for whatever reason, okay? If it was any of the 5 things above, you now have some tips to help you to overcome those things that typically cause people to quit, okay? Trust me, you got this. You got this. I need you to get it. You got this. Again, you got this. Don't let somebody else, and definitely don't let that negative self-talk sit in your head for too long and take root. You got this, okay? I cannot say that enough. So that will wrap up this live for today. Thank you all so very much for joining. If you enjoyed it, if you learned something, okay, that you'll be applying immediately, do me a favor, y'all. Like the video. Give me a thumbs up on YouTube, right? Comment on the video. Share the video with someone that you believe could use it. Save it. For those of you on Facebook and Instagram, save it. And then, of course, YouTube, I need y'all to subscribe if you haven't already. And then hit that notification bell, okay? And I'll be back next Friday, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, with another topic, okay? And I will be posting in my stories on Instagram and Facebook, y'all. So be on the lookout for that because I'll be asking you all which topic I should cover on next Friday, okay? So I'm going to leave you all with my favorite quote, and that is from the legend. His name is Arthur Ashe, and he says to start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. Y'all have a wonderful, safe weekend, and I will see y'all next week. All right, let's get it, y'all. Let's go.